Warm welcome to all. I'm Dr. B. Selvapriya, Assistant Professor, Department of CSE, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai. Today we are going to see about structures in C. This video is a continuation of part 1 of structure. So this video covers a topic about structures and union. We have already seen about structures in C. We've seen about introduction about structure, initializing structure, declaring the structure variable, structure using type def, accessing members, and nested structure. First, we'll see what is a structure. A structure is a collection of dissimilar data types, which means it consists of different data types into a single unit. In order to group our data items, we are in need of structures. So structure is nothing but it is similar to the record of a database. Structures, the important application of a structure is that we can organize complex data can be organized in a simple and a meaningful way. So the contents of this lecture are nested structure, array of structure, passing array of structures to function, next is array of pointers to structures, next is bit manipulation to structure, union, and first we'll see about nested structure in C. We know structure is nothing but a group of dissimilar data items. Nested structure is nothing but a structure within another structure is called as nested structure. For example, if we are in need of storing the address of an employee, it consists of different attributes. That is, it consists of subparts. In first field, we can store the details of the employee. Next, we can store the salary, the structures like that. It can be stored. So in that aspect, we can use structure, nested structure. Nested structure is nothing but structure within a structure is called as nested structure. So this is an example for a structure, normal structure. So we know already the keyword for a structure is struct, and its address is the name that they given to a structure. The fields that are present are the house number, the street, and the state number. So these are the fields that are present in a normal structure. Now let us compare this with a nested structure. Nested structure is nothing but structure within a structure. So in this we can see structure, student. The fields are name, role, and address. So this is a structure within a structure is called as nested structure. So we can say a nested structure is nothing but a structure within another structure is called as nesting of structures. So before the declaration of your outer structure, you should declare your inner structure. First, you should declare your inner structure. After that, your outer structure should be declared. Suppose we'll see this example. So this is about the employee details. The first structure consists of the date, which is necessary for the employee. That is, if you refer to the field date, it consists of the date of birth, that is month, day, and year. So this is a structure 1. So next structure is account. So account of the employee, that is the account number, the name, account type, float, that is balance, and next is date of birth. So this date of birth is present in this field. So structure within a structure is called as nested structures or nesting of structures. So we'll see an example program for nested structures. So first is a header file. So each and every program should consist of a header file. Next is a structure. So structure, the keyword for your structure is struct. After that, the name you have given for your structure address. So it consists of the address of the employee. That is, if you're going to store the address, it consists of city. That is city, PIN number, and phone number. So these are the fields that are present in the address. That is the first structure. Got it? So next is nothing but the second structure, which is employee name and address. So this is the second structure. So we can say structure within a structure is called as nested structure or nesting of structures. So next is void main. We know main is the place where which the program execution starts. After that, this is struct, employee, and emp. So I'm using this. After that, I'm going to print the employee information. Next, scanf. I'm going to scanf is nothing but to get the information from the user. The details that are necessary to enter from the user are employee name, then employee city, employee PIN number, and employee phone number. So this is the first one. So if you see the output of this program, first from the printf statement we can see enter the employee information. So the first line is enter the employee information. So I'm going to enter the name of the employee. That is example, I've given an example as Arun. So next, Delhi, city. After that, PIN number. I've given a PIN number. After that, the phone number of that employee. Everything is get printed. So that is used in this. So this is nothing but accessing the structure. So this is called as nesting structures. Nested structure is nothing but structure within a structure. The first structure is the address and the next structure is the employee. So this is another example program for nested structure. So that is a structure within another structure is called as nested structure. So the two structures are, I'm going to enter the details of a person and a student. So the person details are name, age, and date of birth. After that, student details are information of the student, roll number, and marks. So from the output, we can see we are going to enter the details of the student. So enter the details of the student. I'm entering the name. After that, the age of the student. After the date of the birth, date of birth of the student. Next is the roll number and next is the marks. So the output is displayed. So we can say nested structure is nothing but a structure within structure, or else a structure within another structure is called as nested structure. So there are two ways by which we can use nested structure. First one is by we can use a separate structure. That is, two separate structures can be done, or else the next method of nested structure is nesting of structure is by embedded structure. First, we'll see what is the separate structure. Separate structure is nothing but we will create a two separate structure. First one should be of your main, and next it should be dependent upon your main. So this is the way of your nested structure. That is, the first way is by the separate structure and the next way is by the embedded structure. So this is an example for a separate structure. So the separate structure is nothing but date and the employee of a person. So if I'm going to enter the details of a person, date, it's nothing but the date of birth. So that is date of birth, date where which the person was born, and the month and the year. After that, the employee details. So this is a separate structure and this is a separate structure. So that is called as separate structure. So these are the ways by which we can do group our nested structure. One is by using a separate structure and another one is by embedded structure. So embedded structure is nothing but it's a combined. So that is called as an embedded. So hence, if you are using your embedded structure, the number of lines of codes gets reduced. So the disadvantage in this embedded structure is nothing but we cannot use multiple data structures in this embedded structure. So an example is, suppose I'm going to store the details of the employee. It's ID, name, date, and date of birth. Everything is stored in a single thing. That is, everything is grouped into a single thing. So that is called as an embedded structure. We can see this by the below example. That is the above example. So this is by using a separate structure. So that is a separate structure for a date and the employee. But in this, we have grouped everything in a single thing. So this is the way by which embedded structure is done in your nesting of structures. So we can access this nested structure by using outer structure. That is the name we have given to outer structure. This is a nested structure. After that, the structure member. So we can access it by using the dot operator. So next is array of structures. So we know already array is nothing but a collection of same data types. That is, a collection of homogeneous data types are called as array. An array of structure in C programming is nothing but a collection of different data variables grouped into a single name. So to store the name of structures, we can use array of structures. In array of structures, all the elements are stored in a adjacent memory location. So array of structures, the structure is stored in such a way that it is stored in array, in the format of array. So the array of structures in C is used to store information about multiple entities of different data types. The array of structures is also called as collection of structures. So the example of array of structure is, so we can see this struct employee, int employee ID, character name and department and salary. So this is array of structure. The structure is stored by means of array. So that is called as array of structures. So an example program to illustrate the array of structure is, so first is the header file. After that, this is a declaration of the structure. So first by using the keyword struct, and next I'm given a name for the structure. So name, roll number and marks. After that, main. Main is a place where which the program execution starts. After that, from the output, it's clear that we are going to enter the name of the student, roll number and marks of a student. After that, that is displayed. So the details are the name of the student and the roll number and the marks are displayed. So this is array of structures. Array of structures is nothing but we are representing the structure in terms of array. So next is array of pointers to structures. Like array of integers, array of pointers is nothing but it is an array of structure. So we are going to use our structure by means of pointer. So we can also use a pointer variable to a single structure variable. So this is an example for array of this is an example program for array of pointers to structures. The thing is that we are going to use pointers to our structures. So this is a header file. Next is a structure. The keyword for structure is struct. Next is a name that I've given for the structure person, this age, weight, like that. After that, int main. Main is a place where which the program execution start. We know that star is nothing but which refers to the pointer variable, and is nothing but which refers to the address of that pointer variable. So my variable that I've used here is person pointer. So star asterisk is nothing but which refers to the pointer of that variable, and is nothing but which refers to the address of that variable. So the output is we are going to enter the age, weight of a person. After that, that is displayed. So this is array of pointers to structures. So we are going to use structures in pointers. So next, this is what they have said. A person pointer is nothing but it refers, and is nothing but it refers to the address of that variable. Star refers to the pointer symbol. So we can see this name and price. So this is the array of structure variables. So the variables that we have used, and of B is nothing but it refers to the address of that pointer variable. So next is accessing structure members with pointers. So that is nothing but we are going to access a structure member by means of a pointer. So that is called as accessing structure members with pointer. How can we access the structure members? By using a dot operator. But in a pointer operator, we are using arrow. So that is accessing structure members with pointer. Normal variables, we can access a structure by using a dot operator. But if we are going to use a pointer of structure type, we can use this arrow operator. So this is an example for a accessing structure member by means of a pointer. So hash include stdio.h is the header file. Next is a name that I've given for a structure, that is the keyword is struct. Next is a name for my structure, that is my step. Next, the fields that are in my, next I'm declaring my variables, that is name, number and rank. After that, main is the place where which the program execution starts. After that, this is my structure. I'm using my structure variable. So we can access, so star PTR is nothing but it is a pointer. So and variable is nothing but, and is nothing but which refers to the address of that pointer variable. After that, so we can access the structure by means of a pointer. The symbol which is used is this arrow mark symbol. After that, the output is name, number and rank. This is nothing but I'm accessing the member variable by means of a pointer. So next is bit manipulation of pointer. Suppose we are going to store a gender of a person. Then instead of storing everything in a single unit, that is male or female, we can store a gender of a person in a single bit. That is a flag. Example, either we can store M or F. Only a single value can be stored. So by setting, we can set the flag bit as 1. Suppose we are saying we can set the gender as male and female by setting it as 0. Suppose the main advantage of using the bit manipulation is nothing but several data objects can be used in a single memory. That is, in a single word can be used. Suppose in a Boolean values, if we are saying a particular condition is true of particular condition is satisfied or not, you can just write it as T and F. That is either true or false. Similarly, male or female, that is M and F. So that is bit manipulation. So a method to define a structure of packed information. So if you're going to pack the information in your structure, so that is called as bit fields. So this is an example for your bit manipulation. So this is bit manipulation by using your structures. So the keyword is struct. So that is a data bit. So that is B1 is nothing but 1. B2 is 1. B3 is 1. B4 is 4. So instead of using my variables B1, I can just use it as 1, 1, 1, 4. So that is called as I'm manipulating. I'm calculating my values using this bit. So that is bit manipulation using structures. So next is, this is what we are going to allocate the bit manipulation by using your structures. So if you're going to access the individual bits, that is each and every bit, you can access by using data 1 B1. So data 2 B2, data 1 B3, like that. Each and every value can be accessed by using your bit manipulation. So how can we initialize the structure using a bit manipulation? Suppose we are calculating these values. That is data 1, we are assigning the data 1 as 1, 1, 0, 10 to 34. So each and everything is assigned a single bit. That is B1 is assigned as 1, B2 is assigned as 1, B3 is assigned as 0, B4 is assigned as 10, and B5 is assigned as 234. So this is nothing but bit manipulation to structures. So next is union. Next topic is union. Union is nothing but it is also a collection of dissimilar, that is different data items. So that is called as union. So the contents of this union are, first we'll see about the basics of union and declaration of a union. Next, the way by which we can access the union members, and next is pointers to union. First, union is nothing but it is a user-defined data type which is similar to structure in C. So we know already structure is nothing but a group of dissimilar or different data items into a single unit. Similarly, union is nothing but it is also a user-defined data type which can be grouped into a single unit. Only difference between your structure and union is nothing but it depends upon your memory allocation. So the difference is that your structure also consists of different data items. Your union also consists of different data items. Only the difference between your structure and union differs in terms of memory allocation. So structures allocate enough space to store all their members, whereas union can hold only one member at a time. So the definition of your union is nothing but union is a collection of variables of different data types. The thing is that in case of a union, only we can store only one field can be stored at a time. So your union is a special data type that is available in C, which is used to store different data types. All the different data types are stored in the same memory location. So that is called as union. So the main advantage of your union is nothing but all the elements are stored in a single memory location, which is convenient for handling data. So the union elements, we can access a union element by means of a dot operator. So unions are useful. Where this union can be applied? The union can be applied when we are using multiple members. All these members can be assigned in a single memory location. So this is an example, or this is the application of the union. So this is what the difference between the structure and the union. we know structure is nothing but a collection of different or dissimilar data items. So, so roll number is a different data type, name, character name is a different data type. So everything is grouped into a single unit that is consists of different data types. So that is called as a structure. So union is nothing but this is also a collection of different data types. The only difference is nothing but the memory allocation is different. So that is, suppose if you take an example of roll number. So this occupies 4 bytes. So this occupies 40 bytes. So in regarding your structure, this is stored as separate unit. The field roll number is stored in a separate unit in your memory, and name is stored as a separate unit in your memory. But regarding your union is nothing but combining. We are combining. So these both things are stored in a single thing. Whichever data occupies more memory, that is assigned. So this is 4 and 40. So regarding your structure, it is stored separately. So but in your union, there's a combination. So whichever data occupies more memory, that is assigned in a single unit. So that is called as union. So the keyword for your structure is struct, and the keyword for union is union. So this is another example for a structure. Suppose we are going to store the two data, two fields, that is X and Y of an employee. So X is a character, so it occupies single byte. Float, it occupies 4 bytes. So the variable X and Y is stored separately in regarding your structure. So totally it occupies 5 bytes. But regarding a union is nothing but a combination. So this occupies 1 and this occupies 4. Which is large in this? 4. So this X and Y variable is stored in a single thing, single memory allocation. So it allocates the storage, which is the largest one. So the value, the memory allocation is 4. So this is a second example for a structure. So this is a third example for a structure. Suppose we are going to store the details of a student, such as ID and GPA of a student. So each and every thing, each and every field, each variable occupies a separate data. That is, it is going to store 32 bits. The storing to 32 bits, it occupies a separate data. But regarding a union, whichever is more, both things is 32. So it occupies, both the variables are stored in a single thing. That is called as union. So next is need for union in C programming. So the main application of your union is nothing but the memory can be saved. The thing is that which variable occupies the most space, that is allocated in a single thing. So that is an advantage of the union. Next thing is that in regarding your memory allocation, so the different variables are stored in a single unit. That is about your union. So if you want to assign a new value to the field, next the existing data can be replaced with the new data. So next, when the memory, this is the main advantage of your C, that is a union in C is nothing but the memory can be saved. This is used in embedded systems. So the main advantage of a union is nothing but it is mainly used for your embedded programming, where we are using the direct access of the memory is done. So next is syntax for declaring a union. So we know already the syntax for a structure is struct, and you have to give a name for a structure. Similarly for a union, the keyword is union, and you should give a name for a union. Next is a data type and your field name, and next is a data type and field name. So you have to remember an important point in your union is nothing but whichever field occupies the largest memory, that size is allocated for your data type. So we can access the field of the union by using a dot operator. So next is how we can define a union. We can define a union by using a keyword called as union. Example, union, a name for union, and the variable declaration. So this is the above code is nothing but it defines upon your derived union data type. So next is creating union variables. So when a union is defined, after defining a union, we can create a union variable. So it is nothing but it is a user defined data type. User defined data type is nothing but which is defined by us, user. However, no memory is allocated. So to allocate the memory for a union type, we have to create our variables. Okay. So we are creating the variables. So this is a way by which the memory is allocated. So next, another way of creating a union variable is nothing but we can create by using a pointer operator. So that is star. So this is a pointer operator. So the next is an example program for your union and structure. So I've told already, union is nothing but union is also a collection of dissimilar data items. The only difference between your structure and union is nothing but depends upon your memory allocation. So suppose we are going to take an example of storing employee details. So first is a name, salary, and worker number. So this is in aspect of union. Union is nothing but we'll use a keyword union. Okay, that is your job. Next, in terms of structure. So structure is nothing but by using a keyword struct, and I've given a name for a structure. So same fields, whatever fields that are present in the union, I'm using the same fields in regarding my structure. So first is name, that is 32. Next is salary. Next is worker number. So each and everything is assigned a separate thing in my structure. So totally the bytes occupied by the structure is 40, and whichever fields or data types occupies the more memory, it's allocated by the union. So the largest number which is allocated in this is 32. So that is in terms of your union. So this is about the union. So what is the difference between the structure and the union? So we can see, we've seen already. So this totally occupies 40 bytes. The thing is that the name occupies 32 bytes. The salary occupies 4. And next, the worker number occupies 4. So 32 plus 4 plus 32 plus 4 plus 4. So it's totally occupies 40 bytes. But regarding the union, so this is 32, this is 4 and 4. So which occupies more larger memory? So 32. So that is allocated in aspect of your union. So next is accessing members of the union. Accessing members of a union is nothing but a way by which we can use our union variables. So that is by using a dot operator. So if we are going to use the union, we can use that by means of a dot operator. So we can see this car dot price or else car. So if it is dot, it is by using a normal operator. So if it is arrow mark, it is accessing a member by using a pointer operator. So this is a dot operator, and this is by means of a pointer operator. So this is accessing the union members. So first is header file. Next is union. Keyword for union is union. Next is job. So the name I've given for the union. Next is my declaration of the variables. It is salary and worker number. After that, so this is nothing but salary and the number of workers. So this is a way by which we can access the union member by using a dot operator. So this is nothing but, so these are the member. This is the first member, this is my second member, and this is the third member. So these are the three variables I'm going to use. Whichever occupies the more memory, that is stored in my memory location. So next is pointers to union. Pointers to union is nothing but we are going to use a pointer to a union. We are using pointers to union. So the syntax for this is nothing but union student. So we know already star is the way by which star is the pointer operator, asterisk star or asterisk. This is the pointer operator which is used for a pointer variable. So if you are going to use your pointer to union, we know already as we have defined a union, now we will declare a pointer to the union. So we are declaring a pointer to a union. First, it should be defined. After that, it should be declared. So this is an example for a pointer to union. So the roll number, name, and division. So this is the address of the members. So this is the pointer of that variable. So that is called as a pointer. So next we can access the member of the pointer variable by using an arrow operator. So suppose if I'm going to access nothing but use, if I'm going to use a roll number, I can use this S is arrow mark or roll number. If I'm going to use the name data name field, I can use it by means of S and name. That is, this is the pointer variable arrow mark. So if I'm going to access division, that is divide, I can use S arrow mark and div. So this is a way by which we can access the pointer variable in terms of union. So this is an example program for union to pointer. So first is union declaration. Next is I'm declaring my union variable. After that, I'm assigning a pointer of my that variable. So the output is first value is 10. After that, I'm assigning 20. So that is the second value. I'm changing my value of pointer to be after that 30. So this is the output of this program. So next we'll see about difference between the structure and the union. So regarding, we can categorize this difference between the structure and union. First difference is by the keyword. First is the keyword for the structure is struct. And next the keyword for the union is union. So each and every member in the structure occupies its own memory space. But in regarding your structure, whichever all the members of the union use the same memory space. All the members are used in the same memory space. Next, the memory space is required since more memory space is required in terms of your structure because each and every member is stored in a separate memory location. But in your union, less memory space is required because everything is stored in a single unit. So all the members of the structures can be initialized. But regarding a union, only the first member of your union can be initialized. To summarize, we can say the union is another data type which is present in C, which is nothing but it holds a variable of different data types, and whichever memory space is more, that is allocated in terms of union. Next, the keyword for your union is union, and the tag that we have given for your union is followed by your union and the tag for your union. So all your union members are declared within your declaration of your union. So this is about your structure and union. Thank you.